Hello, my dear students. Welcome to IMS Academy. Myself, Jay Prakash, lead mentor of EC branch at IMS Academy. I hope all of you are eagerly waiting to see further success stories of our institute, IMS Academy. Okay, whoever not yet watched the success stories earlier, kindly watch our YouTube channel and click on the playlist regarding success stories of IMS Academy for GATE 2025. Whoever already seen some of the videos, they are very much curious to see further success stories of our institute. Now the waiting time is over. So in this particular session, we are going to reveal the success story of one of our enrolled student at Jayanagar Center who got all the rank 2362 in GATE 2025 EC paper, who is none other than Krishna. First of all, many congratulations to you, Krishna.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah. So after seeing the GATE result, what was your experience and how do you felt about it?
Yes, sir. So after seeing my GATE result, I was happy, sir, because given an exam like GATE and which has so much of competition, which is a very prestigious exam, I was able to get a decent score of 534 and a rank of 2362. So given that, I was happy, sir. And also since I had taken a year break just for GATE preparation and finally it gave me a good result. So in addition to that, so I was happy for that also, sir. But I also knew that like this was not my capability and I had more capability to get a more better rank and more good score. But since anyhow GATE is a just 3 hours exam and all that matters is that 3 hours moment. So I was happy overall, sir.
Yes, very good, Krishna. So first of all, tell me about your preparation journey regarding GATE. When you have decided to write the GATE exam, and what was your motivation point for writing the GATE exam?
Yes, sir. So actually, my motivation, or I can say my passion or interest, was towards electronics even during my childhood days. So, and when I came to my 11th and 12th, that is when I gave my JE, but unfortunately, I couldn't qualify that and I didn't manage to get a decent score in that. Then I lost all my hopes during that time, and I felt that okay, maybe I am not up to that level of IIT. But that interest I always had, that I wanted to pursue my engineering or maybe my studies from any top tier one institution like IITs. And I joined a tier 3 college for my BTech in Bangalore. And during my initial years of BTech journey, so I was more oriented towards placement, and my dream was to get into top tier one companies in electronics. So with that in my mind, I prepared in a very good manner for placements, and I built a good profile. But when I came to my pre-final year and my final year, that is when I started to know the practicality, that being from a tier 3 college and to get into a tier 1 company in electronics, it was like extremely difficult, mainly because of many factors. Like one is the knowledge and the expertise level that we have from a tier 3 college when compared to a student who graduates from an IIT has, or maybe a tier 1 institution has. And secondly, the
Yes.
brand matters a lot, even during the placements and even for many other factors, it really matters a lot. So I started to explore all the options to get into this kind of institution during my pre-final year. And that is when I came across an exam called GATE. And I didn't know about the exam that much. And 2024 was my first attempt. So I
Yes.
prepared for almost 4 months for 2024, but and I gave my attempt. Anyhow, I couldn't qualify. That is a separate issue. But what it gave me is it gave me a lot of confidence and more motivation, that I had that once again that hopes came back, that yes, maybe if I give one particular dedicated efforts for 1 year for this GATE exam, then it is very much possible for me to crack it. And it is not
Yes.
as tough as IIT JEE exam when compared. So that is when I started to prepare for that seriously. And during March 23rd, 2024, I re-enrolled back to IMS Gate Academy. Uh, then that is when my journey started, and I was a hybrid student there, sir.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, it's nice to hear a lot of great insights before you are writing for the GATE exam, right? So you kept a lot of aspirations, and that is the reason. And since you're having the interest and you have joined here, so definitely you have got very good success with the help of GATE 2025 exam, right?
Yes.
So since you are enrolled here at our institute for hybrid program, So you are having the access of attending classes at our Jayanagar Classroom Center weekends, and similarly, you are having the access of attending live online classes during the weekdays at your home. So regarding learning experience point of view, is there any difference when you are attending the classes at physical center and when you're attending the classes in the online at your home? So you can share your experience regarding both, and you can in terms of learning experience, is there any difference, or you got equal benefit in both live online and in the physical classes as well?
Yes, sir. So since I was a hybrid student and I got an opportunity to attend both the things, I would say there is not much of a difference between live online as well as the offline classes. Some few advantages are there in online and some few advantages are there in offline. For example, when we speak about online, the main advantage is since it is for a more duration of time. So each subjects and topics are covered in a even more slower manner compared to weekend classes, because there we get around just for 6 to 8 classes for one subject, whereas here we get around a month or maybe even more than a month for each classes. So when it comes to live online program, that was the main advantage, and we could learn the subjects in more slower manner and there was more time to grasp it. And when it comes
Yes.
to the offline classes, that is on weekends, the main advantage there was the one-to-one physical interaction with the teacher, sir. Because even we get the same amount of interaction in online through chats and other my plan sessions and all. But when it comes to offline, the main perk is that the teacher is would be there only in the classroom, and any doubts or any other issues can be addressed there only. Especially when we solve the problems, the way we solve the problems, the teachers used to come, faculties used to come, they used to see our way of method and they used to correct us if we are wrong, and they used to
Yes.
teach us like a more better methods. So like these were the more these were the benefits in both the things, sir.
Very good. Since you enrolled for hybrid program, so you have took the advantages from both physical classes and live online classes as well, right?
Yes, sir.
So while you are preparing for the gate, after you are attending the classes, either physical classes or in the online, for which like when you are practicing the questions from our exercise book, or similarly when you're practicing the questions from our gate PYQ booklet, so what was your learning experience, and whether you done exercise book questions practice and gate PYQ booklet practice for all the subjects, or you have done one strategy for exercise book selected subjects and for gate PYQ selected subjects? So you can share your experience regarding these two books, exercise books and gate PYQ booklets.
Yes, sir. So overall, I would like to share my preparation experience, since I can say that there was no fault or there was no lacking in my preparation during that time. So
Yes.
my preparation strategy was very simple, sir. So actually, I had two main plans. One is during initially when I took up the subject, the initial part of the reading, theory, and solving the problems. And once when all subjects was completed in one cycle, then I went to the revision part. So
Yes.
when I speak about my preparation strategy in my first cycle when I was reading, so I had categorized the subjects into mainly two main categories. One is for subjects which I needed to start from scratch, because maybe I didn't know that much in that subject, or maybe I didn't have a good more knowledge about that. And the
Yes.
second subjects were the subjects which I had already a prior knowledge. So that could be like digital electronics or maybe control systems or maybe analog electronics, those things. Whereas these subjects could be like EDC, EMFT, those kind of subjects. So for the
Yes.
subjects which I needed to start from scratch. So for the theory part, I would say that whatever was covered in class, the class notes which was provided, or maybe the lecture materials, whatever was given theory part, that is like more than sufficient. So it covers almost 95 to 99% of whatever is required for GATE exam point of view. And the rest 1 or 2% can be revised by revising the IMS GATE Academy theory book. And then
Mm.
when it comes to the exercise book problems for the subjects which I needed to do from scratch, after referring the theory part, I used to do the exercise book which was provided. So one advantage there was that the classification of problems, level 1, level 2, level 3. So we had like initially we had to do a little easy problems and get a hands-on about it. So once I got a hands-on that, yes, I got a confidence that yes, I could solve the problems and I was able to take on the gate level problems. Then I went to the PYQs book. But for the subjects which I had prior knowledge, or which I felt that theory materials provided by IMS was sufficient, just the theory part, revising that. So for those subjects, I just directly used to do the PYQs because I could save some time there, most of the time there. So, and then the PYQs book were also like, it also really helped me a lot, because the main advantage of PYQs book was that, sir, like the level of questions there is up to the mark of the gate level. So I can say there is no other book that can match to the level of the gate exam or the gate level of questions, because PYQs itself is a big bonus, or
Yes.
we can say it is that to the same level. So if we can solve almost like 90 to 99, 95% of the PYQs problems, then yes, we can say that we are more or less confident in the subject. Yes.
Yes, very good, Krishna. And in addition to that, you are practicing the questions from our exercise book and GATE PYQ booklet. So the most important part before you are going for the actual GATE exam, that is regarding tests. At our IMS GATE Academy, we have provided for every chapter, we have provided the test, and then subject level, we have provided the test, and then all the mock tests also we have provided. So what was your experience while you're attempting those tests? So you can share your experience regarding our test series portal.
Yes, sir. So actually, initially, I didn't take any tests or any other type of test during my preparation phase, because the main reason was because during my preparation phase, anyways, I would be confident with that subject. And so if I would take any subjects, I would get good marks in that. So the time when I started to take tests was during my revision time, because that also helped me to brush up my skills and come to the level of gate level while solving the problems. So during my revision, I had made a short notes, and that was like, I can say those all the tips and tricks that was given by JP sir with you only, sir, during my plans and all. So during that time, I used to refer my short notes, make short notes and refer that. And once I referred the short notes, I used to take the chapter tests and subject tests. So I used to take chapter tests for the subjects which I was not that confident of, and so that I could like pinpoint exactly where I was lacking and which topic I needed more preparation. And for subjects which I was confident, I used to directly take the subject test and assess my level, like what level I am standing now and how much more I should improve. And then finally, when the All India mock test started, I think during the month of October and November, yeah, November was my first second test onwards, which I took. So all the way from November to, I can say, January and even February also, one test I had taken. So I took almost all the mock tests which were provided at GATE Academy, and that is the main game changer, sir. Because for a person who is preparing for GATE, I can say, or any competitive level exams like this, I can say understanding and having the knowledge of subjects is just the 60%. And the rest 40%, what counts is how we attempt the exam and how we are able to attempt all the problems in in a 3 hours duration
Event.
time, and then how we are able to implement the strategies. Because during that time, the main point is that we'll have a time limit of 3 hours, and each subjects will be like all jumbled, and each subjects will be mixed up. So once, if initially we'll be attempting only analog electronics or only digital electronics, like that. So in that time, attempting all the questions is easy. But here, since all questions will be mixed ups, like we'll attempt analog electronics one question, then we'll move to EMFT one question. So remembering those knowledge and remembering those tips and the method of solving the problems and the models is the huge part. And if someone can solve that part, the 40%, if he can cover that thing, and then he or she can get a really good rank and marks in GATE exam. That is what I can say, sir.
Yes. Yeah, very good, Krishna. In fact, Krishna has attempted, as he told, he attempted most of the mock tests, right? In fact, he attempted all the mock AMTS 11, AMTS 12 also. Generally, when the exam date is nearby, generally the students won't attempt AMTS 11 and 12, but Krishna has attempted 11 and 12 in the very short time he has attempted. And in fact, in both the tests, he has able to get around 60 marks. He has created the benchmark when he attempted, because in the like whoever attempted AMTS 11 and 12, among the students, he is the first, and he has put the benchmark, okay, by getting around 60 marks in both the papers, because consistency is the most important. And now many of the students are eagerly wanted to know what kind of strategy exactly you have followed in the actual GATE 2025 EC paper, and you can share like in which subject questions you felt like easy or easy to moderate during the GATE exam.
Yes, sir. So basically, these strategies are not mine exactly. So anyone who attends my plan session with JP sir or something, so these are all very common strategy. So the main strategy which I found were very helpful was the cyclic attempts. So
Yes.
that is what sir also mentioned during my plan, and that actually boosted even. And the same strategy I used to follow even for all India mock test. Like
Yes.
after from third or fourth AMTS, I started to follow this strategy, and it really boosted my marks by around 10 to 20 marks easily, just by following this strategy. So like during my GATE exam, initially I started from aptitude, and during the first 45 minutes which I kept the timer, I attempted all the level 1 problems, or the problems which I can say which could be attempted easily, like within one shot or one go. Like just by seeing the question, we can get to know, yes, this is the answer for that. So after, and that was the first thing. And say, during this first cycle, since I had also gone through the other type of question and I had marked there. So I had marked the questions for review, which were for level 2 type questions. Like level 2 questions, I can say, are those type of questions which you can attempt easily, but it takes a little more, like we need to do the steps and the process very carefully. There are chances that we can make mistakes there. So those kind of problems. So I had marked the level 2 questions there. So once I attempted the complete paper, that is from aptitude first question to the 55th question in the technical part, the 10 questions in aptitude plus 55 questions in technical part. After that, I had started to attempt the level 2 problems. So that level 2 problems, I had kept a timer of 1 hour, 1 hour to 1 hour 15 minutes, like that. And I was mostly able to attempt all the problems. Like in the first 1 hour, I was able to attempt, like out of 65 questions, I was able to attempt 30 to 35 questions. Then in level 2, I was able to attempt another more 15 more questions, which brought me up till around 40 to 45 questions. And then the level 3 problems were those kind of problems which I was not sure, or maybe like even if I was sure, it had to be done through a very long process, and it took a lot of time, maybe like more than 2 to 3 minutes for a question. So finally I attempted around, I guess, 50 questions or something, 50 to 50 questions out of 65 questions. So this was the main strategy. And one more strategy which I followed was, let's say if I was not able to get a problem during the initial my phases, I used to just leave that, and when I came back to solve that problems, I used to solve that problems freshly. So I didn't go back to the place where I solved it and see where I did mistakes, because that would kill my time more. Instead, I used to do like this, wherein I used to take a fresh paper and then start to solve it neatly. So this was my overall strategy, sir. So
Yes.
this I followed even for all India mock test. And actually I can say like that during my attempting, during my time where I used to attempt the test series. So now probably I feel that maybe I could have gone a bit more, like once I came to a level of 60 marks or 50 plus marks, I came into a kind of comfort zone, saying, thinking that, okay, maybe I'm getting these many marks, I would get the same marks in the GATE exam. So there is, then after the exam, I realized that there is always a range of 20 marks difference between the actual exam as well as the mock test which we give. Because when we give the mock test, we are giving from home in a comfortable environment, and mainly the main thing that will be there in our mind is this is a mock test. But when we attempt the main GATE exam, the main thing is we will know that, okay, this is the final test and there is no going back again. So that actually plays a really huge role when we attempt the questions or like that. So actually, if I can say, maybe if I would have aimed for like 80 or 90 marks in the mock test, and maybe if I would have even more tuned the preparation strategy during that time, So maybe I would have landed up maybe 60 marks easily during my GATE exam. But anyhow, since that is just the 3 hours of time, sir, so you can
Right.
say it just matters that the 3 hours just matters how we attempt those 3 hours in those three
Yeah.
hours.
Actually, the GATE 2025 EC paper is relatively easy when compared to many of the GATE EC papers.
Yes,
But even though it is an easier side, but just like Krishna, not only Krishna, many students who are having the capable to score more marks, because in this GATE 25 EC paper, like around 20 marks, 20 or 21 marks belong to MSQ questions. So
yes, sir.
because of that, since we don't know how many really correct options are there, even though if you are choosing some of the correct options, but you won't get marks for that, right? So like that, many of the students, even though they're having the caliber to get some 10 plus marks extra, but because of this MSQs, that many marks is there in this particular paper, because of that, they're unable to get, but no issue, whatever the knowledge you're having, whatever the efforts you have put, definitely it will drive you further in order to like in your future career, whatever like whatever the paths you have kept or aspirations you have kept, definitely the effort never fails. Okay, right?
Yes.
And if you would like to give any tips and suggestions for your future GATE aspirants, you can give now.
Okay, yes, sir. So when it comes to the future aspirants, I would say that first and foremost thing is start early, start very early. And if you are like me from a tier 3 college or not from non IIT or non NIT or non triple IT, then better you start focusing from the second year itself. Because GATE is
Yes,
an exam wherein the probability of getting success in the first attempt is very low. Because the main factor that depends is we won't be knowing the exam pattern and the way of attempting, and maybe we will not be able to cover all the subjects and other things. So that's why it's better to start from the second year itself, or maybe even first year also. It's even more better. So and once you come to maybe let's say third year, then you will have a trial attempt, and then when you come to
yes,
fourth year, you will have the final full-fledged attempt. So by the time
yes,
you are passing out, you will have a very good gate score in your hand, and that opens a plethora of opportunities. So be it be government jobs, or be it be these institution to go into MTech or MS, those kind of IITs and other things, or maybe even more any other aspects like that. So that was one thing. And second thing is like you don't need to worry about for some people who like have the doubt that many people will have a doubt that taking one academic coaching would be beneficial, or maybe more than one would be beneficial. So that doubt you can rule out. So I would say MS Gate Academy, if you enrolled, that is more than enough, because they will cover like almost all 99% whatever is required for Gate. And the main aspect in there which is really helpful is the my plan session. So because the other academies, when I was looking into my time, during my time when I was taking coaching, so I can say that my plan is really a game changer. Because just blindly attempting the exam or blindly preparing will not help anything. So my plan is like an opportunity wherein we get that guidance that okay, we are on the right track, or maybe if we have deviated, then okay, this is the track we need to go. So that is one thing. And many people will also have a misconception that okay, preparing out of 10 subjects in EC, if we prepare let's say 5 to 7 subjects, we'll get good marks. So I will say don't bank on that aspect, because in the exam time you don't know which subject will help you the most. Because for me initially I was not focused much on EMFT or maybe control systems, those kind of subjects, so I had left that. But then during my revision time I really picked it up, and then actually I can say control system actually got me around 6 to 7 marks overall. So we are not sure which topic might help you. So while we are preparing, we should prepare for all the complete 10 subjects, whichever is there for EC. Because so that if we prepare for 10 subjects, we'll be confident in around 7 to 8 subjects, and that will help us to get good marks. So these are the main tips, sir. And especially my plan and follow-ups is the main part actually. So that is what I can say, which will help to get a good marks. I am not
yeah,
advertising, but yeah, this is my experience which I found out.
experience.
Yes, sir.
Yes, very good, Krishna. Whatever the tips and suggestions you have given, definitely it is going to help a lot of your lot of future aspirants who are going to write the GATE exam. Definitely, you have saved their time like anything, right? Because you already done that research, and after that you joined here and you got the great experience, and you are having the success story, right? And definitely, whatever the rank you got, around 2,362, but still you got interview call from IIT Bombay, right? For
Yes,
MS
sir.
research program. So wish you all the very best for that particular interview round. Definitely, you'll be
Thank you
getting
very much, sir.
MS research program in IIT Bombay. Definitely, wish you all the very success. Wish you all the very best from our institute, IMS Gate Academy. Okay.
Yes,
So thank you, Krishna, for attending this session and sharing all your valuable insights towards your GATE preparation and whatever the aspirations you have kept through the GATE exam that you want to achieve. Definitely, you are going to achieve in near future, right? So wish you all the success. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
thank you very much, sir. Thank you, sir.